Hi, everyone. It's Melissa with Jacksonville Business Connections. We're doing live interviews, and we are here today with Yuleisy Cardoso with Mindful Journey, and she is going to speak with us on her business and share some information with everybody so we can get more familiar with the local businesses in and around North Florida. Hi.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, good morning.
If you would just
Thank you so
if you
much
want to just
for
jump in. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for
Sure.
joining us.
Yes, thank you. So just a little bit about Mindful Journey. Mindful Journey is a business where I offer stress reduction courses online. Right now, it's strictly online, and they're stress reduction courses where we use an evidence-based tool. So what that means is that evidence-based means that research has been done using this tool. And it was originally a tool used for chronic pain. And as they were doing the research, they saw that, wow, look at all these other wonderful benefits that this tool has.
Wow.
Not only does it help reduce chronic pain in these people, but it's also helping them with symptoms of depression, symptoms of anxiety, symptoms of post-traumatic stress. It's helping them sleep better. They're in better moods. So it had a lot of mental health benefits as well. So it's a stress reduction tool. Yes, it works significantly to reduce stress. And it's also a tool to help you cope with difficult emotions as well.
So I'm trying to visualize it. Is it like an app? Like when you say tool?
It's what mindfulness is. It is a meditation. There's the formal practice, which is where you actually sit and you meditate. You focus your attention. Meditation is nothing more than your attention focused on something for a certain amount of time. So in mindfulness, we might choose our breath to focus on, right? It draws your attention away from all the chatter up here and on your breathing. And so the tool itself is mindfulness. That's the tool.
Okay.
Your formal practice where you sit and you focus your attention on a certain object, your breath, the thoughts that come and go, the emotions that surface and fall, sounds around you. So this is your formal practice. And then you have the informal practice, which is simply just wherever you are, you can practice this. It's just paying attention to all 5 senses in that moment. What can you hear? What can you see? So if you feel, for example, that you're experiencing some sort of anxiety in that moment and you want to bring yourself out of it, just name the 5 senses all around you. What are you seeing around you? What can you smell around you? What are you tasting? Even if there's nothing in your mouth, what is it that you're tasting? What are you feeling? Sensations. So that's the informal practice that you can do anywhere. And these are all the practices that I teach in the course as well, when you take the course. And one of the other things that I teach as well in the course is the science behind meditation. What's going on in here every time we sit to breathe and focus on our attention on our breath? What's going on in here that we're perceiving our world out here completely differently? So the relationship with yourself starts to change. The relationship with others starts to change. Your relationship naturally with stress starts to change, because one of the things that I teach in my class is that stress isn't, your stressors are not what are stressing you out. What's stressing you out is your perception of those stressors. That's what stresses people out, is how we are perceiving those stressors. Oh my God, it's too much. It's too much. Those stressors aren't going to go away. Stress, stress, but there is a way that we can cope with stress in a healthy manner so that we're not making ourselves sick. And that's what this tool does as well. It's rewiring your brain so that you're coping with stress in a much healthier way, so that you're coping with your emotions in a much healthier way. Yeah, I love this tool. I am so passionate about this tool. I have been practicing this tool. I have been sitting with mindfulness meditation for over 15 years now.
Wow.
And, it's definitely a discipline. That's something that when you take the course, you can't just expect to take the course. It's like expect to read a book on learning how to ride bicycles, but then never actually sitting on a bike to learn. You can take as many courses as you want on mindfulness meditation, but unless you sit and have the discipline to commit and practice, you will not see any change, because it's that practice that rewires the brain.
That
Yeah.
is so interesting. Have you seen that Heal documentary on Netflix?
Heal. No, I don't think I have.
It just reminds me of this topic because it's very focused on meditation and the thought practice that we have a lot of the internal um, kind of go-tos to heal ourselves through meditation, and like you said, like refocus our lives and work with stress all through meditation. And the documentary is so inspiring. Like after it's done, I'm like, yes, that's what I need to be doing. And then I try to meditate and I'm like, like, oh, I need to like work on this. I need to do this. This isn't working. And then it's so hard to stay focused. And then I completely like lose. I don't even keep focusing on trying to do it. But I love what you're saying. And I feel like, oh, there's hope because she's got this tool, and maybe that will keep me focused. That will keep me like, you know, trying it over and over to make sure I incorporate it in my life.
I'm so glad that you brought up the chatter mind and how sometimes you sit and you notice that your thoughts are kind of all over the place. And that's one of the things that I love about this tool. And that's one of the things I definitely want to clear up with the tool, is that with mindfulness meditation, it's not about clearing your minds, right? It's about taking notice of the thoughts that are coming and going. What kind of thoughts are you having? What are these thoughts that you are choosing to identify with? Because 80% of our thoughts is what's going to shape your reality out here. That's what's going to shape and wire your brain, which ultimately is going to shape the goggles and lenses that you are putting on. That's going to, shape your perspective and your reality out here. So with mindfulness meditation, you want to notice the thoughts that are coming and going, because the nature of the mind is for it to travel. It's going to wander. That's the nature of the mind. That's what it does. But we can pay attention to those wandering thoughts, and we can choose which thoughts we want to identify with that are going to create reality. Which ones are going to make me see those stressors as just stressors that I can tackle, and not thoughts that are going to make me see those stressors as something that I cannot tackle. Yeah, thoughts are so powerful. But meditation it's not about clearing the mind. With mindfulness, it's about being present for what is.
Okay.
It is unpleasant, stay with it. Be present for it. If it's an unpleasant emotion that you're sitting with, stay with it. Because there's something in that energy, in that emotion, that when you push through it, when you sit through it, it's going to teach you something. So
yeah,
mindfulness,
definitely.
being present for what is in the now.
Okay.
Thank you so much for bringing that up.
Yeah, absolutely. So with kind of how things are, because I have to say my anxiety is definitely increased since events are getting canceled left and right, and that's what my main focus in business is on. Have you seen an increase of people flock to what you're doing for release in a lot of anxieties and stress?
Yes, and a lot of my mental health groups, I have seen an increase in a lot of people with anxiety. And right now people are coping with this in their own ways. You have your individuals that do cope with it with anxiety in their bodies, that's how they're coping. And then you have people that are just sleeping a lot, and that's how they're coping, and that's okay. Either way is fine. Whatever your body is asking you to do, honor it. But I think because of this, I think what I would like to do is probably put up some videos on YouTube to help, some breathing mindfulness videos to help you all out there in the community. If you are struggling with some anxiety and some of what's going on right now. So look for the videos. I'll be posting them up.
Okay. And when this closes out the live, you can actually go back and comment, below with the link if you want to share it, or send it to me and I'll update the description with the link.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. So you've been doing this kind of work for 10 years, but your own aspect of it, the mindful journey part, that's within the last 2 years?
Yeah. So the work I've been doing over 15 years, and then I just now started teaching it in the community. I have been teaching this when I was working as a mental health therapist and a marriage and family therapist before I had my son. This is what I would, this is a tool that I would use with my clients who were open to the tool, of course.
Right.
And also in the group therapies, this is what I would use as well, is this tool. So, but the business, I've been now running the business for 2 years, and I've been, out in schools teaching about this tool and how it can help teachers and how it can help students, because it's equally beneficial for kids too. I mean, just as beneficial. Studies are showing that kids who are able to regulate their emotions, right, are more successful than children. This is in adulthood, who were not able to regulate their emotions.
That's very interesting.
And this tool teaches children their emotions. Emotion education is so important for success in life. It's not about the academic grade that the kid gets. It's about whether or not this kid can relate to this person. Can they read the emotions that they're on their faces? Can they identify? Can they show compassion? Can they show empathy? That's what makes a successful adult, and that's what the studies are showing. And
Wow.
this tool in particular helps with that, because again, what is it doing? It's rewiring the brain. And the brain it's plastic. It can be molded. There's a branch of science known as neuroplasticity, and it tells us that the brain can be molded, and that's what this tool does. It helps mold the brain in children and adults alike.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So one of my missions to Mindful Journey is to try and get into the schools as well, because I know how beneficial it can be, and I just know what it can do, for the communities in the school.
Absolutely. What is if you had like a big goal or vision for the business, what would that be?
My big goal, I think, would be, when people see that butterfly logo behind me, I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
See that butterfly logo behind me, I want people to see that and think like there's healing, there's hope, there's my path, there's that light at the end of the path that I'm seeking. I want people to know that the goal of this company is to help whomever is seeking healing to heal, whomever is seeking a different way of living, like I was 15 years ago, to heal. There is, and here is a tool that empowers you, that empowers you to change your life.
Yeah, I love that.
Shakespeare said or wrote,
yeah,
we are the authors of our own destiny, and we truly are. It's such a simple tool, and it can manifest so much magic. I love it. I love it.
So is it an online program? Like, can you go to your website and sign up, or is it something that people physically have to come to you with, or how does that work?
No, you can go online to my website, www.yuleisycardoso.com. That's YULEISYCARDOSO. And you go onto the website, you register for the course, and I am teaching it live, so it's not a recording.
Nice.
I'm teaching it live. It is important to me that I teach it live because I want to be present with you all. If you have any questions or if there's something that really moves you, like, I want to be present. I want to be there, live with you all teaching that.
That's awesome.
I am just so very passionate about it. I want to share that with you all.
Yeah.
And
I think it's perfect.
I've taught this course at Flagler before. I've taught it at I've taught it at the Montessori School for first, second, and third graders as well. And I had one little third grader tell me we had 2 weeks left before the course was ending. And I was letting them know, like, okay, guys, this is our second to last week. And I had one little third grader tell me, a little boy, you know, when I first got to this course, I didn't want to be here. And now I don't want to leave.
Aww.
Yeah. And it meant a lot to me because, you know, it tells me that what I'm teaching them, they're taking it to heart. They're using this tool.
Right.
You know, and for the little kids, the biggest part of the program of the course is emotion education. It is emotion education. And then when we get to the teenage years, then we focus on stressors, you know, and how to identify stressors in the body as well. And then for the adults, it's the same thing. It's how to identify stressors in the body as well before you get way too overwhelmed. You know?
And is it always one? Is it one-on-one? Is it a group of people that meet at the same time?
It's a course, so it's a class. It's a course,
Okay.
so it's a class. Yeah.
That's cool. And then is the course usually just one course going at a time, or do you have like parallel courses running at a time?
Right now I have two. One that's going to be starting May 9th, I believe, or May 7th, I have to see. And then 6 weeks after that, I'm starting another one. So you have the opportunity to sign up for that one or the other one. And because of what's going on right now with the coronavirus, I'm offering the course at a 50% discount.
Wow.
Yes. And as well, I'm also taking payment options because I want to make the course available for everyone, anyone that wants to take it, anyone that thinks that they need this, that they can benefit from this. I want to make sure it's available to everybody. So,
that's awesome. Yeah, definitely send us all that information because we'll update the description with it, and then I'll actually, I can do another post for you and everything. But that's definitely what I think, people are needing right now. So we want to get that out there for you. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I always love hearing all this stuff because like you were on the networking event the other night and you don't get to have like deep conversations or people can pop in and out, but the level of understanding that I have now for it is completely different than when I met you for 5 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I love this.
That social event was awesome. Thank you so much for that.
The networking, are you going to join us tomorrow night?
Yeah, if I can, absolutely. If I'm not down south, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So also with just in terms of like being a business owner, have you felt that feeling of like, yes, I'm at a certain point in my business is successful, or are you still striving for that feeling of, okay, now I think it's successful and it's I'm there?
What a great question. I'm still at a place where I'm learning about business and I'm still learning to grow my business. I'm not at a place where I'm like, yes, I'm there. I've done it. I know that I'll get there. But I'm not quite there yet. But I think I have the passion to get there,
What do you think that looks like though?
I do.
What do you think like that would look like for you to say like, oh, I feel like successful?
Wow. Okay. So for myself, successful, it would look like 15 to 30 students in my class, right? And my class is filled up. I think success for the community, right, would look like just all of us being empathetic and loving and compassionate and serving one another. And in the schools, not being able to walk in and not feeling the threat of a school shooting, whether you're a student or a teacher. That's what that success looks like to me.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's what I would like to bring to the schools. Because, so aside from doing my business, right, I also substitute teach. And it was so impressionable to have to sit through the trainings of those videos of the school.
Oh, wow.
And, to be in the schools and to do those drills. I didn't grow up doing drills like that. So it's very impressionable. And I'm telling you, it leaves me with a knot in my throat and a knot in my stomach every time
Wow.
to have to be present for that, for those children to have to be present for that.
Mm-hmm.
So one of Mindful Journey's missions is to bring this to the schools, to bring this tool to the schools, so that, you know, we're making sure that these children are in the most optimal atmospheres and environments where there is love, compassion, and kindness, because that's how we're wiring their little brains, right? So we're creating this environment for them.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully they won't ever have to worry about walking into a school where there's that kind of threat, you know, because that threat no longer exists, because that threat is no longer in the mind of a little child that is wired for trauma. It's now, you know, this child, we're helping them now rewire their little brains so that they're not reacting off of, you know, trauma.
Absolutely. It made me think that I wish they would incorporate it as mandatory into schools, not maybe necessarily a whole entire class, but even if, you know, because it's just as important as physical exercise. This is, you know, emotional and mental preparation. So even if they just saw a value in it and said, okay, the first or last 10 minutes of every, you know, physical ed class, we're going to incorporate this mindfulness, you know, where the kids sit quiet and, you know, get, I don't know if you talk through anything or if they just sit there and meditate, but something like that. Like as a parent, I would even pay extra for a program if it was being offered in a school. I just think it's so important. Like I used to see articles where they were going to try to incorporate yoga. I thought, great idea. But I think it was more of a after school sign up. I wish they would incorporate this stuff during the day. And if it was an extra fee, I'd be one of those parents that would pay that. Like, I think it's just so important. We're so focused on the stress of school and like you, all these other things that our world brings in now, like you said, with the guns and all these testings these kids have to take. Like, I just feel it is, like you said, so important to incorporate it more. But I hope that maybe your program and your voice will get out there more than how important it is to bring it into the schools.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
You're
you. Yeah,
welcome.
I wholeheartedly agree. There's a video on my Facebook page and the website where it talks about this school up north in the Northeast where they took out detention and they replaced it with meditation. And after a year, that school didn't have one suspension.
Wow. That's
You know,
amazing.
right? It's such a powerful tool. It's inevitable. You are rewiring the brains of these children. You are rewiring your own brain. It is inevitable. You know, there's
Right.
a change literally taking place inside of your body when you sit with this tool. So if someone came to you and said, "Hey, I've got this amazing tool that can change your life. Are you tired of living the way that you're living? Are you tired of being tired? Are you tired of always feeling stressed? I've got this incredible tool that can literally change your life. Wouldn't you want to take this tool? Wouldn't you be curious about this and be like, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, where do I sign up?" You know?
Definitely. Yeah, this is amazing. So within the 2 years of you kind of like promoting your own business and getting your own this tool out there and all that kind of thing, is there anything within that 2 years that you maybe had an aha moment where you wish you would have known that sooner? Like, you know, in the first 3 months, maybe you were struggling with something, you learned about it a year later, and you're like, oh, I wish I would have known that, you know, a year ago.
Yes. I wish I would have known how much hard work goes into developing a business. And, you know, you really have to get yourself out there. You know, you have got to get yourself out there. You
Yes.
can't just sit back idly expect to get students or clients just sitting back, like posting from social media. Like, no, you have to get out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely I wish I would have known that. More marketing, get your face out there, you know?
Yeah.
People got to see your face and the name of your company.
Yeah, I think that's one of my main focuses this year is to be more present physically. Like I'm usually behind the computer, just promote events, get vendors, like, but you're so right. It's taken me what 8 years to be like, okay, now I need to like get out there. Need to know like to let people know who's behind the scenes of all, and for me to know, other people on a more personal level than just being a vendor or that kind of thing.
Right.
So it's definitely, I'm enjoying it. So I wish I would have known that a lot earlier too.
Yeah. If you have a passion for what you do, it can definitely be fun. You know, if you have a
Yeah.
passion for what you do and you have a passion for your service, yeah, it can be fun.
I think that my passion though was always so much on the technical end because I have a degree in technology, so I was able to do my own websites. Social media comes easy, like, all that stuff. So I was so focused on all that and not so much the in person and so now yeah, it I get it, yeah.
That's great. That's great that you have advantage of the tech side, and I'm the opposite. I'm still learning the tech side and how to. Oh, I'm just awful with tech. I should have. I really. You would have thought I was born in like the 1940s, 1930s. I'm just awful with technology.
It's interesting because like a lot of people I run into, they aren't very tech savvy, but it's definitely okay. I mean, I'm always open to helping anyone and sharing, the things I know and all that good stuff, but it all comes in time. We all have our strengths and stuff. Like I've been learning so much from getting out and networking and meeting people, and we started our in-person networking event before all this happened. So, that was it, not a challenge because I don't have a hard time talking to people, but it's just different since it's not my regular thing to do. I'm usually behind a computer, so to let people really know who I am and what I do, and it was definitely
Yeah,
taking that challenge.
I think I love the online aspect of the social networking too, because for people that are a bit shy, this is a great way to get out there too.
Yeah, definitely. And the interviews have been so much more informational, just even on a personal level. If these weren't live and no one was seeing them, like I mentioned earlier, that 5 minutes with you on networking, I mean, high level, I just, oh, okay, that's what she does. But I mean, this is so more engaging and understanding and connecting of who you really are with your business. So it's actually been kind of a blessing. Like I'm making friends through the interviews, and I feel these connections that I'm making will, once everything's lifted, I feel like it's gonna grow into something, bigger. Like I was talking with you, I would love to do something more, whether it's the virtual summits or whatever.
Yes.
Like I just feel the connections when they're deeper and each other, things blossom.
Absolutely. Things flow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything else that maybe you would want to share that I haven't even asked you, or you want people to know about you or your business?
Um, Gosh, the only thing really of urgency is just the class that's coming up in May, the first week of May, second week of May.
Okay.
Mm.
Let's see. First,
But yeah,
when you find out exactly when the class is, maybe we should do another live a couple days before your class and really focus just on kind of what that class is, and maybe we can help you get more people engaged in that.
sure. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So
Yeah.
you like
Yeah. So
we'll connect after the live interview and then we can set something up.
yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, it was great talking to you, and when we get
Likewise.
off, we'll talk about other stuff. But thank you so much. We appreciate having you.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for this work that you're doing. Really, thank you.
You're
Because
welcome.
businesses too.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
All right. We'll see each other soon.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.